consoles tend to have bugs on launch. We're here to figure out the ones that the PS5 has. What's up? I'm Rings, your one and only host with Ringleaders Gaming. Today we're going to jump right into today's topic. PS5 has some bugs to fix. Before we move forward, one last thing, if you enjoy the content or you find it helpful, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe because, that'll help me move up in the algorithm so we can continue bringing you this sweet content. Anyway, on to the topic of the day. PS5 has some bugs. Now, none of this stuff is uncommon at the beginning of a console launch, but you might be asking, well, what type of bugs does the PS5 actually suffer from currently that are actually, kind of sliding through the mainstream? Well, the biggest one that I could think of first would be database corruption issues. There are quite a few people that you can find online, no matter where you look, just by Googling it, that have been discussing the database corruption issues. It's where they receive an error on their PlayStation 5 that says, the database is corrupted, it will now rebuild. There are quite a few places that are actually talking about this same thing right now, the biggest one being Reddit, where there was a thread discussing the errors that they were having on the PS5. On the thread, one of the users noted that the error CE109801-9 came up 3 times that morning. First time he was restoring licenses, then the other 2 times in succession soon after the first. He stated that some people have found fixes or workarounds for the corrupted database error that they receive. Some of the solutions are: don't use rest mode, which is pretty much like sleep mode on a Windows PC or a Mac PC. It's just supposed to allow you to turn the console on a lot faster so you can just jump into gaming. Wait to transfer data over from the PS4 until Sony releases a patch. So this is another thing. So Sony has the ability between the PS4 and PS5 where you can just use a simple networking cable and transfer all of your data between the 2 consoles. But apparently that has also been something that has been leading to the corrupted data error that some of the users are receiving. Another user, Solid Khan, stated that you shouldn't use the rear USB port or the rear LAN port after the initial setup to transfer data, especially after the initial setup. The biggest problem with this is for some people, it actually, these solutions have actually worked. And for some people, the solutions have led to bricked consoles. Now, we don't know how large of an issue this is, but we just know that there are people online reporting that they are having this issue. One of the tips that I found interesting in that same Reddit thread was to not leave Spiderman in and let the PlayStation go into rest mode, which rolls into our next issue. People are reporting that leaving Spider-Man in their PlayStation 5 and letting it go into rest mode is giving them issues. According to the first reports, this seems to be related to putting the console in sleep mode while the Insomniac game runs in the background. According to journalist Jeff Gretzman, if you put the PS5 to sleep while Spider-Man Remastered is running, there's a significant chance of crashing the entire system and the message "fix your external drive" appears. And that problem occurred for him not once, not twice, but a few times actually. These kinds of things tend to happen when new technology comes out, and this is regardless of whether it's Sony, Nintendo, or Microsoft. Fortunately, problems like this can be fixed with software updates or firmware updates. It's just a matter of waiting until the company addresses the problem, figures out why it's happening, and then actually pushes these updates to resolve the problem so that future consoles and future console owners don't have the exact same issue. Another bug that some PS5 users are receiving, this one revolves around the download queue. Some PS5 games get stuck during download, requiring a factory reset on the entire device. Ouch. I must say, things like this can definitely hurt a company, but I think Sony is one of those companies where their branding is just so strong. This would definitely not stop people from purchasing PS5s unless this became a widespread issue. And I'm pretty sure Sony will have this fixed before they go completely global with their PS5 launch. The problem occurs when a user tries to download certain games or apps. Instead of starting the download as normal, the PS5 will do one of 2 things. Either it will present a queued for download message without starting the download process, or it will show an error message. In both instances, it will prompt the user to check the downloads queue, but nothing will be there. Since the download menu is where you go to cancel a download, the bug essentially puts the game in a state of limbo. Now I can imagine that is a painful bug to deal with, especially on launch. Imagine getting a console and then you can't transfer data from your PS4 to your PS5. But not only can you not do that, let's just say you bought the digital version of the PS5 and you can only download games. And then the first game you download crashes your system, forcing you into a factory reset. I will say this launch pains both those that get the disc version and the digital version, just in different ways. But again, let's hope that Sony can get all of this fixed before their global launch everywhere else. If you made it this far into the video, you've reached the lightning round. This is where we're going to discuss all of the miscellaneous issues that have been coming up that other people have been reporting around some of the bugs that the PS5 is giving. Problem number one that I found, this one's from ABYX Gaming, and this one's actually been reported. GamerRant actually did an article about this too. Coil whine or humming noises coming from the PlayStation 5. Coil whine is pretty common when it comes to technology. The only time that I've ever really audibly heard coil whine is with a GPU, and even that's pretty rare. So actually having to hear these buzzing and humming sounds coming directly from your PlayStation 5, that's gotta be kind of annoying and probably pretty loud. If you're in a quiet room and this PlayStation 5 is as cool as they described it would be, then it would be very audible. I'll link the video down below so you can go ahead and check out ABYX and you can, hear for yourself. He jumps the gain up a little bit so you can actually hear the whine that he hears while he's just sitting in his room playing his game. Problem number two, games randomly crashing. So there's a lot of people actually talking about this. You can Google it and find it, or you can, look on YouTube. There's people talking about it, and there's even video examples of it happening. One person that I found on YouTube that was actually discussing the same problem, Mark's Tech, he was actually showing some of the pictures of some of the errors that he was having on his PlayStation 5, especially the one when he would play Call of Duty and the console would randomly just shut the game off, completely close the game. I mean, it's better than your console bricking, but it would still suck. Imagine being in the middle of a match in Apex or Call of Duty or whatever, and you're winning, and the game just crashes on you for no reason. And then it follows with an error to repair your drive or something. That would just crush anybody, especially considering with Call of Duty taking up so much space on these drives, and you can't even expand the drives on the digital or the disc version yet. The last miscellaneous issue that I've seen reported is connectivity issues with the DualSense controller. This one happens during the initial setup, where players must plug in the controller to the console to actually start an update for the controller, but the console doesn't see the controller. And to fix this, it's just like the other issues, has resulted in factory resets. Anyway, these issues are common. You cannot purchase new technology and not expect something for some people to happen. So if you want to be like me, you're gonna wait until these problems get sorted out and then purchase the console so you can get a good, so you can have a good time. If it really worries you that you might get a console, a PS5 or an Xbox One that gets bricked by some goofy error, just wait. Just wait. There's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, you'll be fine. Anyway, here we are at the end of the video. If you enjoyed the content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. Peace. Rings out.